Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome to the first annual Project Connect Policing Community Meeting. Come on, get your hands together. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I would like to invite Chaplain Reynolds to open up with a word of prayer.
Could we please bow our heads? To our God, we give honor and we give praise to who you are. We thank you, God, for how you have watched over Dalton, how you have secured the community. And God, we appreciate what you are doing in the lives of our citizens. They are providing for us care and eyes upon this community. God, we pray that you grant health and you grant a continuation of enjoyment in this town. God, we thank you, Lord, that you have placed watchmen and our first responders who have gone forth, God, to put their life at risk so this community can be all that you have called it to be. God, today, God, we give you praise because what could have happened did not happen, and we thank you for that. We ask that you will grant wisdom to our chiefs, to our administrators, to our mayor, and to ensure that the decisions that they are making are ones that you are well pleased with. Now, God, we ask you bless our time of information and our time of reflection. We ask for you to be present as we invoke your presence upon this meeting so that what we do today, God, will cause solutions to rise and cause the enemy to put at foot. We ask this in the name of our Lord. Amen. Amen.
Community policing is more than just about the community and the police department. You know, police in the community takes everyone. It's a group effort, whether it's police, fire, public works, housing, water. Everyone plays a vital role in Project Connect.
Community policing means to me as a police officer is interacting and connecting with the community. It's about their concerns. It's about them knowing who we are, knowing that we're not just a uniform, we're not robots, but we're people. And we're people that got this job because we care about people.
Well, I would just tell the community that, you play a big role in this. Just want them to know that, they are very important to us. So without us, without them, there's no us. Put it that way.
The concept behind Project Connect is to bring the community together, whether it's through services that the village provides, or whether it's through just being a good neighbor and looking out for the people that live around you.
All right. Thank you for that video. I would like to take an opportunity right now to just acknowledge the trustees that are here. Trustee Pearson, thank you. Trustee Stubbs. Trustee Muhammad. Trustee Brown. Village Clerk Mary Kay Dugan. And the President of the Park District, Lester Long. Thank you all for joining us. This was so important that we contacted the White House, the chief did Monday morning, so the President sent his regrets, and he said he's unable to make it because he's out of town. This is just that important. If I could take a moment to introduce myself, my name is Joseph McNeil. I've been a police officer with the Village of Dalton since 2002. This has been a great occasion to see this come together as I saw the community go through so many different changes, and now to see what the community is today. I thank you all for joining us. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I thought to myself, I believe that so many people are having trouble with the police because they believe they're powerless. They believe that they don't really have any choice what goes on with them. Well, let me give you a reality check. The reality check is we get our authority from elected officials. Elected officials get their power from you. So in other words, we get our power from you. So say this with me real quick because I don't think you're really feeling me. Say, I got the power. I got the power. Now that sounds real good when we're talking about self and individual, but since this is a community meeting, this is community policing, how about we say, we got the power? Come on. We got the power. One more time. We got the power. One more time. We got the power. That's right. You have the power. We're here to listen to you. As a matter of fact, this came about because of your concerns, because of some of your complaints, and some of your worries. And we want to do something about it for you. Is that all right? Yes. All right, all right. I would like to introduce our Chief of Police. It is because of his vision that this is possible. Chief Collins was installed as the Chief of Police of the Village of Dalton September 2015. Prior to beginning his career in law enforcement, Chief Collins entered the United States Marine Corps in 1983, the same year that the Marine barracks was bombed by terrorists in Beirut, Lebanon. Knowing that Marines will always see action, Chief Collins pushed forward regardless. During his nearly 10 years of service in the Marine Corps, Chief Collins served in a field artillery unit as a section chief. Chief Collins was also selected to train as a field assembly technician of artillery-delivered nuclear weapons. It was assigned to train at the U.S. Navy Nuclear Weapons Training Command in Coronado, California, after receiving a secret clearance. Following that assignment, Chief Collins served for 2 years as a drill instructor, training Marine Corps before being reassigned to a ground combat unit in the Fleet Marine Force in support of Operation Desert Shield and Desert Storm. Chief Collins was the recipient of numerous awards and accolades while serving his community. After the Gulf War, Chief Collins decided to leave the Marine Corps in pursuit of a career in law enforcement. Chief Collins served with the Bellwood Police Department for over 20 years and was Chief of Police for 6 of those years. During his time with Bellwood, Chief Collins served as state certified firearms instructor, served on the SWAT unit as a motorcycle officer, and served on the bike unit. On one occasion, while serving a search warrant with the entry team in connection with a homicide, one of the officers of the team was wounded by gunfire and was incapacitated. Chief Collins rescued the wounded officer while being shot at by the assailant and was awarded the Police Medal of Valor for bravery. Chief Collins is a high honors graduate of Lewis University and is also a graduate of the prestigious Northwestern University School of Police Staff and Command. Chief Collins retired from Bellwood Police Department as a commander and accepted the position as the Chief of Police at the Village of Dalton. Now, I would like to introduce the men and women of the Village of Dalton.
I'm so fired up to be here tonight. I am fired up. Can you tell I'm fired up tonight? I am excited to be here. I am so happy to see you tonight. Is anybody in this room happy to be here tonight? Are we excited? Come on, stand up. Stand up, everybody. Show us, everybody, that you are excited to be here tonight on this occasion. This is a brand new day. This is a brand new beginning. This is a brand new Dalton. We can no longer stand idly by and let our community turn to waste. We cannot be blind to everything that's going on around us. We have to open our ears and open our eyes. I'm saying today is our day that we come together and make that change. Today is the day that we proclaim we will not bow down to the drug dealers. We will not bow down to the criminals. We will not bow down. I would rather die on my feet than live in fear on my knees. But it's not up to me. It's up to you. It's up to you. It's up to everybody in here. If not us, then who? If not now, then when? We're so good at building fences when we should be even better at building bridges. Imagine what this community could do if we all got together and did this thing together. The journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. But we will never get there unless we do it together. We won't reach our destination. Together we can keep this community safe. Together we can keep this community beautiful. Together we can make this community what it's supposed to be. A community where we can live in peace and harmony and not have to worry about our children. We can raise a family. Someone dropped the baton a long time ago, but it's up to us to pick it up and run with it. By no means is this a sprint. This is a marathon, and the road ahead of us is a long road, and there's a lot of work that we have to do. It's not a me thing. It's not a you thing. This is an us thing. But together, one team, one mind, one goal, one purpose. All of you could have been anywhere else tonight, but you chose to be here because you put the community first. You put Dalton first. I heard it said that I'm a man of very few words, but that's because I choose my words carefully and I choose them deliberately. But tonight I am choosing one word, and that word is together, because that's the only way we can do it. So turn to the person on your left and tell them we can do this together. Turn to the person on your right and tell them we can do this together. Tell everybody that we can do this together. Together, say it with me. Together, 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 together. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for coming out tonight. I want you to keep coming too. This is us. This is our community, and we need to do something about it together. Thank you. Thank you so much.
All right. That's my chief, y'all. That's my chief right there. All right. Now listen, we have a number of presentations come before you just to give you information and let you know what we're doing. But at the end of the day, we still need your comments. We still need your concerns. It's your neighbors that's driving you crazy. It's the garbage in front of your house. So there should be a pad in front of you or a piece of paper. Write on the pad, write on that piece of paper as you hear the presentation. If you need to, also if you need to ask questions. After every presenter presents, they'll give you an opportunity to ask questions. Please don't be shy. This is not about us by ourselves. This is about us as a community together. Is that all right? Yeah. All right. Now for the first presenter, I'm sorry. Is Anthony Fields here? Anthony, could you come over here and begin us with a song? No? You're not there?
Good evening, everyone. All right, I'm happy to be here. Thanks, Chief, for that rally. That was all right. All right, never heard a chief speak that way, but I'm excited now. All right.
Wisely promote you and uplift a culture that seems out of touch. Everybody's in a rush, but you can clearly tell there's been a rift. And I know that the devil want to sift each and every one of us out, so it's about to be a shift, a changing of the guards if you wish, a new spokesman for the people to inform and uplift. Call it a brand new script, a breath of fresh air for the people, so enjoy and don't trip. And I just want to state the problems of the state today. We are far from King's dream. Seems like we're falling by the wayside of the system. The truth is we still don't know how to work as a team. So is it just us or is it just us? Tribulations we go through, people that don't know you, hate on you for nothing, even the ones that owe you. Talk about a struggle. The system is like a bubble. The odds been against me.
It's not in front of you. The plan of the powers to be is to deceive you. Music, drugs, religion, TV can all mislead you right down the empty path. While they sit, look rich and laugh, they just playing and doing math, counting, cost, subtract, and add. And I'm just looking for a brighter day. Rolling through my city and all my people okay. All the drug addicts finally kick the habit, and all the alcoholics can finally call it quits. Till we all wake up and see the truth, that you can always have the main oppressing you, stressing you, but you gotta hold on. It's a struggle every day, you gotta roll on. So is it just us, or is it just us? I heard a man say, get out of the car. He look at his kids in the back seat, seeing just how precious they are, scared to death because he don't want to lose them. He step out of his car with his hands up and he still shoot them. What's the solution to this new world genocide? Drive-bys taking kids' lives, pouring liquor out on the chalk lines, wondering why they get high. The prices ain't low, they cracking cards, posting videos, showing the dough. Who gonna stand for something instead of fall for anything? Who will sacrifice? Who will finish the dream? I see the kids playing in the street, praying to God, hoping that the roses grow from the concrete. A real rumble in the jungle and they playing for keeps. Don't get caught sleep thinking it's sweet. A lion is killed and people protest in the street. A kid gets shot, it's like another show on TV. So is it just us or is it just us? So that's my piece, you all. I appreciate you all. Thank you for that spoken word. Karen Hicks. Karen Hicks now gives a presentation on positive energy.
Hello, everyone. Anybody know me, know that I believe in speaking and filling the room with energy. Because when I moved from Illinois and went to Texas and had to come back to Illinois, I realized we're not lacking on money, we're lacking on energy. And the energy comes from us not speaking and knowing our neighbors and helping one another and being true and just being able to love one another. We all say we love God, but we hate each other so much. Just like Chief said, we're not going to change until we come together as one. A community is a place of resources. We're the resources. So if we never connect, we will never understand what each other have. Each one in this room is walking around with a blessing inside of them. The graves are full of gifts that have never been opened. I'm ready to have a community. I'm ready to be who the Creator said that we could be. I'm ready to take a stand. I'm ready to die for what I believe in. Because our children are our future. And when we let that ego get in and we let things take over, we forget exactly where we came from. I want to give my children what so many elders gave me. That was wisdom, knowledge, and the time. The Creator gave me the understanding. So I ask you all, let's get the energy. Let's start speaking to one another. Let's know who our neighbors are. Let's know who the man is at the corner store, the Dunkin' Donuts. Let's pick up trash that we see in front of our neighbor's house. Let's ask for help. Let's love each other. Let's get away from all this bickering and backstabbing and be who the Creator created us to be. I love each and every one of you. And I'm going to show by taking a lead, by being the first to always give energy, no matter what happens, because we all have a story. So today, if everyone could turn to their person to the right and just say, I love you for being you, for being you. Thank you. And I want to thank everyone. I want to thank everyone that decided to come out, that decided to see what Project Connect is about. I thank Mayor Riley for allowing us to have this platform. I thank every trustee, Stubbs. I thank Brown, Pearson, Muhammad, Tiffany, Hunt. I definitely thank you, Chief. God has brought a man to take a stand and let us all be part of this great project to connect. Thank you, sir.
David Johnson. David Johnson, the coordinator for Congresswoman Robin Kelly.
Good evening. A quick correction. I am a member of the advisory board for the Black Oak Center for Sustainable and Resilient Communities, and we work with Congresswoman Kelly on the 2nd Congressional District Healthy Food Initiative. And I am a recovering politician, so I am going to struggle to be very brief and hit a couple of points that I think are relevant to this very important, high-energy rally. And let me apologize for my voice because I'm recovering from bronchitis as well as being a former politician. But one of the things that this diverse audience has in common, from the very youngest person to the most senior individual, is that we all eat at least one time a day. At least once a day, we sit down and eat. And we live in a time of crisis, and throughout the South suburbs and throughout the 2nd Congressional District, we live in communities that are called food insecure. Now, I know this rally has to do with community policing and securing our communities, and of course, one of the ways to do that is to reknit the social fabric. I grew up in a real community on the west side of Harvey, where men mentored young men and women mentored young women to grow up and be productive citizens. And this is what it's going to take to restore not only Dalton, but any economically distressed community like the city of Harvey. One of the ways to do that is through food. Because in our homes, the most central room in our home is the kitchen, because people gather in the kitchen to eat. What the 2nd Congressional District Food Initiative strives to do is to bring back healthy food to our communities. Let me see a show of hand of those of you who grew up in a community where the people had gardens. That's what I'm talking about, gardens. I come from a family of 9 children, 10 children. I've got 9 brothers and sisters, and we all ate out of our garden. And we all worked in our garden. And of course, you all know today that there are a lot of communities that do not have access to fresh fruits and vegetables. They're called food deserts. The cure to food deserts is for us to produce food in our communities. The 2nd Congressional District runs from Kankakee to the south side of Chicago. Last month, we had a meeting at South Suburban Mayors and Managers where there were 26 gardeners, 20 farmers, master gardeners who produce food in this region. Everyone knows about a farmer's market. We're interested in a food system, a locally produced, owned and controlled food system where farmers in Hopkins Park, farmers in Dalton, Riverdale, South Holland, wherever, can produce food that goes into a food system that we sell to restaurants, we sell to each other, we give away to the most needy in our community. That's how I grew up. And we grew up in a community where everybody looked after the children in our community. Let me just quickly point out that this is one of the alternatives to gang membership. That we can teach our children how to grow food, how to process food, how to sell it as a vendor, how to remediate the soil. All of these are skills that can be used in our adult life. And the most important thing that comes out of this is a sense of community and a correction to the diabetes, the high blood pressure, the obesity that plagues our community. So Congresswoman Kelly is committed to it. Black Oaks is committed to it. I know that your Park District leadership is committed to it. Lester has participated with us. Kendall Parrott from Riverdale is participating with us. We want you to join us in participating in growing healthy food, feeding ourselves, creating job opportunities, and adding another level of security to the village of Dalton and to our community. Thank you all, and God bless.
Mary Claiborne. Mary Claiborne, thank you.
All right. My name is Mary Claiborne. I'm the Director of Rehab Services at the Salvation Army located in Gary, Indiana. I would like to say I was really shocked at where I was coming today. I must say, I did not know that I was coming to an event like such as this. This is really good. I live currently in Chicago, Illinois. However, I commute every day. And I must say an event like this should happen every day. Definitely in Chicago. I'm sure it is, but I'm not aware of it. But anywho, Ms. Hicks, I thank you so much for inviting me to this event. I really appreciate it, and I do plan on coming again. Really quickly, I'm not going to stand before you very long. We have, the Salvation Army has a drug treatment program located in Gary, Indiana, right off 11th Avenue and Grant Street. Unfortunately, we provide only treatment as of right now for men primarily between the ages of 21 and 65. Unfortunately, we are also providing services for men who are starting at the age of 18. Wow. So we provide, like I said, we provide substance abuse to any men who are struggling with any form of addiction, substance addiction, alcohol, marijuana, heroin, cocaine, what have you. We provide residential treatment. It is a 6 month to a year. Am I moving too much? It's a 6 months to a year program. And what we do is we provide housing, room and board. We provide food, clothing, work therapy sessions, group and individual sessions. We also provide a clean environment. You may say, well, Miss Mary, how much does it cost to get in? It's actually, we go by a person's income. So if they do not have any source of income, we will still provide the services to them. Also, our capacity, we hold, I won't stand before you long, we hold about 109 men at a time. And like I said again, it's a 6 months to a year program. So you can complete the program in 6 months, but you may say, well, no, I still need a little bit more time to recover and get my mind together before I go back out there in society. We do not, I also want to let you guys know, the Northwest ARC is fully self-supporting and does not receive any outside monetary gain. So all of our money income that we have, if you all know, we have thrift stores. That's how a lot of our income, that's how we bring a lot of our revenue in, is through our thrift stores. We have what is called a warehouse. We get a lot of our donations from anyone who is willing to donate any form of materialistic items or what have you, and we bring it to our warehouses, and then from there we disperse it to our stores. So really and truly, that's how we gain our income. And so we also provide classes. We provide NAAA classes. We provide chemical dependency, Christian living, Al-Anon groups. We provide Bible study, because we also are Christian based. Me personally, I believe that nothing can be, should I say, we can't make it through this life without Christ. I'm sorry, I gotta put him in there. We also provide, in a couple of weeks, a lot of our guys will be going to what is called an alumni retreat, and it's located in at the Salvation Army Wonderland Camp in Wisconsin. So we believe that yeah, we want to stick to the books, but we also want to let people know, and I'm sure you all know someone, a man who is out there struggling with some form of addiction. We want to let them know that you can live this life without being on drugs, with the help of God and with the help of others who are willing to support you in the midst of your sobriety. Okay, so and also when a person completes the program, we put them on our registry as alumni, so they can also come back and minister or talk to those who are coming up and needs recovery at the moment. So anyone like I said, anyone, and I'm sure each of us in this room can test and say that we know someone who is out there that is addicted to some type of drug or what have you, or any type of addiction and needs some form of help. We are here to help them. Okay, we're here to help them. Yeah, we're located in Gary, but we have other locations in the Chicagoland, Indianapolis, Springfield, or what have you. But whichever facility that they choose to go to, we're all here to help each other. I just got through telling the group last night that there's no way we can make it in this life without each other. You can't live in an isolated mind thinking that you're gonna make it in this lifetime. Okay, but I'm not no preacher. So, like I said, we're the Salvation Army Northwest Indiana Adult Rehab Center, located in Gary, Indiana, 11th Avenue and Grant. Thank you, Ms. Hicks.
Thank you, Ms. Grant. Anybody have any further questions for Ms. Grant before she takes her seat, or any of the presenters? If you don't feel comfortable right now, I'm sorry, go ahead, Mary Dukin.
Once someone else just asked me that once we build more income and can build that facility, we definitely want to make it a co-ed center. We have a co-ed center, I believe, in Springfield. Unfortunately, we don't have one close by. Yes, ma'am.
Mary, we have one for women. I have information for women. We have one for women here in South Holland. We have one for women. Okay?
Thank you. Thank you again for that presentation. Kathy Dixon, Dalton Park District.
What's going on, everybody? How y'all doing? My name is Kathy Dixon. I am from the Dalton Park District. The Dalton Park District is similar to the police department because the police department works so hard to keep the street safe. The Dalton Park District works so hard to keep our children safe. We have different programs for our children that's located at the Park District. We have our basketball program that we just finished up. We have a Pee Wee fundamental program that's about to start for little babies who's wanting to learn how to play basketball. We also do things for adults. Sunday is Easter, so on Saturday we're having our egg hunt at the Park District. So if you know of a youth who's wanting to participate that's 12 years or younger, feel free to bring them to the Dalton Park District, 721 Ingle Street at 12 o'clock. They will be involved in our egg hunt. We have gifts, prizes, baskets, and all sorts of goodies. Next, we have a comedy show that's coming up for Mother's Day. So if you want to come to that, it is on May the 7th. We have Lady Lunchabelle who's supposed to come. Mom Mabley is supposed to come. And I think I'm going to do my stuff too. Anyway, if you guys want to come, please feel free to do that. Next, we have an annual fundraiser called our Line Dance Showcase. Every year, we do a fundraiser to expand our programs and services at the Park District. This year, our Line Dance Showcase is in June on the 25th. We have line dancers coming from all across the city of Chicago, even in Wisconsin. They're coming to just do a showcase of their particular line dancing. So please feel free to attend that. The last event I want to announce is my birthday cruise that the Park District sponsors every year at the Spirit of Chicago. This year, the birthday cruise is August the 18th. What you have to do is just get to the park and register. We provide transportation and everything. Allow you an opportunity to shop at Navy Pier, get a boat ride, have lunch, we dance, we do a good time. Anybody came to the birthday cruise in here before? I know that's right. We have a very good time, so do that. The Park District is a safe haven where we provide programs and services to make people happy. That's what we do at the Dalton Park District. But in regards to the police, I got something that I want to ask the Popo. I went to my director and asked him if I could have a late night basketball open gym. I want to have it from 7 to 10 p.m. on Mondays and Tuesdays for the summertime. And of course, he said we need security because from 7 to 10 p.m. we may have some trouble. My first initiative thought right off the top of my head was, let's invite the Popo to play. So you guys are invited to come play basketball at the Dalton Park District. The Dalton Park District will be opening it up for the police to come to our open gym on Mondays and Tuesdays, starting in June from 7 to 10 p.m. The doors will be open for you. We will give you basketballs, whatever you need to do. You know, might keep you running around, might, you know, burn a little frustration. So I will be getting with your chief, and I will be bringing you the information. But the doors will be open for you to come and play, you know. And plus, I need you to come and play because I can't have my program unless one or two of you come and play. The next thing I am asking the police, on April the 2nd, you know how you used to go to the basement party, the party at your community center? We're having a party for our grade school children in the community. The party will be for 6th, 7th, and 8th graders only. We are having youth performers, little dance contest, and to my understanding, it's going to be off the chain. But we all know that 6th, 7th, and 8th graders have 9th, 10th, and 11th grade brothers and sisters. We do not want riffraff at the park, and I'm asking that the police please patrol our area on April the 2nd from 6 to 9 p.m. If you guys can just ride through the lot, you don't have to get out your car, but make your presence seen, okay? And last but not least, every year without fail, the last day of school, the kids come to the park and fight profusively. It was just a mess last year. It was a mess. It was a mess. So what I am asking the police is on the last day of school, please ride through the park, show your presence, because that is the place they pick for some reason to just try to kill each other. And it's just unnecessary. But if the police are present, maybe they will, you know, cut down a little bit. I will bring all that information to you guys. I want to thank everybody for giving me the opportunity to come and talk to you about our programs. Again, remember my name is Kathy Dixon from the Dalton Park District. Thank you.
Thank you, Kathy. Anyone have any questions for Kathy? Now I have a question for Kathy. Since we're doing this together, I was wondering, do I have some brothers and some sisters for that last day of school that will partnership in with the police? So we're there and you're there. Because these are our kids, right? I got a brother in the back. I got another brother. I got a sister in the front. I got another brother in the back. I got a brother right here. I got another sister right there. All right. We going to do this together? We going to do this together? All right. All right. Now, could I ask for John Brown? John Brown to present from a postal perspective. No, Mr. Brown raised his hand. I just want y'all to know that.
All right. Good evening to the residents of Dalton and to Chief Collins. I like this program and I like your idea. And for years, I have been saying we need to do something about the youth that are in this city and trying to do what they want to do. Let me start off by saying my name is John Brown, and I have been a resident of Dalton for 23 years. I am a retired federal law enforcement officer. And after 26 years as a U.S. Postal Police officer, I turned in my squad car. Now, maybe a lot of you might want to know what's a postal police officer. A postal police officer is our people that protects the employees of the United States government, government house, property, mail, and we respond to robberies. The food stamps that travel from one destination to another are protected by postal police. I happen to have the honor to guard President Eisenhower's stamp collection from the time that it landed at Ohio, went to Hammond, Indiana for a one-day stamp show, back to O'Hare, back through the post office, and back on the airplane, which was 12 hours later. We protect the United States. I would like to just say my experiences can be helpful to the residents in our community, such as identifying vehicles, protecting mailboxes, and describing what a person looks like. Suppose there's a shooting in your block. Please look for what kind of state license is on the front or back. What was the license number, front and back? Color of the car, van, and etc. Is it a 2-door, 4-door? And what kind of tires and wheels did it have? For individuals, start at the top and work down to their feet. That's an easier way of describing what we call in the law enforcement the individual man. In doing I hope I don't make too many enemies here, but I think it's something need to be said, and it's on my heart. And like I said, God is with me when I say it. And I think we need to do it for our children. Not for us here, but for our children. Talk to your children. They know who is in charge to open the mailbox. Although many of the problems with the mailbox were in the apartment houses and the projects, the same principle can be used out here in the suburbs. Do you have control of the mailboxes all the time? Do your children fit into this picture? If they do, talk to somebody in confidence. Remember, somebody is feeding them and washing their clothes. Last, if you see something, say something, tell someone. Now, it may seem like the mailbox is insignificant to most of you, but while I was working, when we had raids on the projects, no one could go and open the mailboxes but the postal police and the postal inspectors. The ATF, DIA, and the FBI, all of them would be waiting for us to come and open the mailboxes. Because, guess what? The gangbangers hide their contraband where? Who has the key to the mailbox? The gangbangers. They take grandma's, grandpa's keys, auntie's key, and the poor invalid relatives that can't walk, that don't feel like walking. I'll go get the mail, grandma. I'll go get it, uncle. And they got control of the mailbox. And now, there are no more projects where this was happening down on State Street. Now, those same individuals are living somewhere. And I heard a lot of them move right out here. So, a lot of us don't lose our bad habits. So, those are the things that, if it's happening to you, please talk to somebody. You don't have to have the police squad roll up to your door and try to give them some information. Talk to someone and have them meet you someplace else other than your home. don't identify yourself to the gang members that live next door. To feel safe, meet them wherever the law enforcement officer may tell you to do that. While I was working, I'm gonna say this and then I'll sit down. There was an incident where a lady, anytime she had information about when something was going wrong on her block, the little simple thing like she would pull her shade all the way down. And while we was on patrol, if we passed by and see her shade down, then we knew to call her. She had some pertinent information. I have been on a case where we had to take in about 5 or 6 Blackstone Rangers going into the bank with 8 different checks. And that's what they were after, the checks. They'll take a $300 grandma check and get $200 for it. And then the grandma got to wait 3 months before she can get reimbursed. So in closing, let me just say this. I wish I could say this to every parent that has a child involved in a game. Some parents know what their child is doing and they're looking the other way. But be sure, when it comes time for that child to pay for what he or she does, remember, does your child fit into this, pardon me, but be sure, when it comes time that your child when it comes time to pay for what he does, he or she does, you will be visiting him in jail or making funeral arrangements. Tears coming late in life is too late. Don't you cry. Help our police and talk to them. Call the sheriff's office. Meet with them away from home. Remember, you can help stop the killings and the senseless crimes. And lastly, and I hope everybody take this into account and remember, help our police and help our children have hope for a future. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
All right. Thank you. All right.
Deputy Chief Rush from the Dalton Fire Department.
Well, good evening, one and all. It is more than a pleasure to stand here before you this evening. And I'm going to say it again. It is more than a pleasure to stand with you this evening. I've been gifted 28 years in the fire service. This is my 29th year, actually. And I'm going to give of myself to Dalton. I've only been with you since October, and I'm giving myself to you and my staff. And speaking of staff, I brought a few guys with me this evening. I can't do the job without them. So I'm going to ask them to stand with me just a few minutes. Come on, guys, give them a hand. Now you saw Lieutenant Breckenridge. We didn't bring a pole with us. Not this time. But seriously, we work for you. We work for you. It doesn't matter what time of day it is. 3 o'clock in the morning, 4 o'clock in the morning. We're getting up and we're coming. Did you hear me? Yeah. We're getting up and we're coming. We may not even be asleep, but we're getting up and we're coming. The fire department is not just about fire. It's not just about EMS, emergency medical services. Sometimes you may have a situation in your house or neighborhood and you don't know who to call. It might be just a strange odor. It might be someone who's fallen and can't really get up. You call the fire department. And guess what? We're coming. And we're coming quick. So if somebody's in the way, they better move because we're coming. And this is your fire department talking, Dalton Fire Department, the 60419. We are coming. We are coming. There's no question about it. If you think about it for just a few minutes, we're coming. You dial that 911 or the non-emergency number, guess what? We're coming. Ma'am, sir, how can we help you? You called the fire department? We're coming. Plain and simple as that. If you don't need us, if it's another agency, guess what? We're going to make sure you get the help you need. You just happen to call the world-class Dalton Fire Department. World-class? Did I say who? The world-class. So, since I called these gentlemen up here, I have to introduce them. So, over here, my far right, Lieutenant Mike Marino. He's been around here for quite some time, about 20-some years. Firefighter Scott French next to him. Recently appointed Lieutenant Anthony Breckenridge. And this young man right here, we got appointed the same night. And I met him some years ago on a fire. He was working for another town, and I was too. And there was something special about him. So I guess that specialness, if that's a such word, came to the 604 one night, and I'm glad he's here. Because he is an asset to the department. In my opinion, he's the candidate of the year. I'm blowing you up, come on now. But you have here in Dalton some of the finest firefighters I've ever met. You have some of the greatest, best equipment here that I've ever seen. And like I said, I've been gifted 28 years without a scratch. And I just turned 60 years old, and I'm happy for that. I'm glad for that. So, I know this is not Sunday morning, I don't have the credentials to preach. But anyway, when it comes down to safety, we want you to be safe. I said that the fire department is not just about the fires. It's not just about the fires. It's about serving the people. Serving the people. You know, there's a few abandoned homes in the area. If you happen to live next to one and you see something suspicious going on, give somebody a call. It may not be a fire department job. It may be police department. It may be public works. But I tell you what, somebody's coming. Somebody's coming to check it out. So before I pass the mic on, I just want to leave you with a little bit, something I just want to recite to you for just a moment, if I may. Just still got a minute or two? 1 minute? 30 seconds? I'm going to take my glasses off so I can see. But this is called a firefighter's prayer, and it goes far beyond firefighting. And it goes a little something like this. When I'm called to duty, God, wherever the flames may rage, give me the strength to save a life, whatever be its age. Help me to embrace a little child before it's too late, or save an older person from horrible fate. Enable me to be alert, to hear that weakest shout, and to quickly and officially put that fire out. I want to feel my calling, to give the best in me, to guard my neighbor and protect his property. And according to your will, if I shall lose my life, bless with your protecting hand my children and my wife. Thank you, Dalton.
Thank you, Dalton Fire Department. Just to move about a little more expeditiously, I'm going to call the three presenters, and you all come up in the order that I call, okay? So Denise Fields, after her will be Brian Thigpen, and after Brian will be the 911 dispatcher.
Good evening. So housing as it relates to community policing. We handle all of the sales of properties in the Village of Dalton, as well as purchases and rental inspections. Therefore, you can see how that ties in because with those inspections, we actually go out, we look at the properties, we review them, we do property maintenance on those properties. As well, we handle complaints. Complaints come in from you, the residents, and you call in and say, the house next door to me is vacant, somebody's going in and out. We're going to call code enforcement so they can go out and check and secure that property by boarding it up or whatever we need to get done. If there's an issue with property maintenance, because the property is vacant and no one is cutting the grass, we are actually going to send code enforcement out to do that. In addition to that, we work closely with code enforcement and also the police department. We initiated the crime-free housing program, and we work collectively with other municipalities as well as our police department. And with the crime-free housing program, it's a solution-oriented crime prevention initiative, which is designed to help rental property owners, managers, residents, and police work together to keep illegal and nuisance activity out of our community. Each tenant is required to sign a crime-free lease addendum, which looks like this. And if you don't know what that means, it says basically that just what it says, you will not do crime. You will be crime-free. That's what that is. So, as the chief said today, it is a new day in Dalton. For example, we've been working with the chief, and there have been some properties where we had some real problems and issues, and he have already served notice to those landlords that you may be in jeopardy of losing your license to rent properties here. It's a new day in Dalton. Some of the goals of the crime-free housing program is to facilitate an effective and positive working relationship between municipalities and the rental properties, to create a safer environment for our rental properties and for our law-abiding citizens, which is you, to reduce police calls so that they can go and do other things that are important, and to increase your property values. So in closing, I'd just like to encourage each and every one of you to help make the village of Dalton a better place to live and to work, and by working together. So if you see something, say something.
All right. Hi, my name is Brian Thigpen. I'm the Community Liaison Officer for the Village of Dalton. I'm going to make this brief because I know we're probably pressed for time. I'm going to touch bases on code enforcement. First, I would like to recognize the two code enforcement officers that I help supervise, Wesley Spencer and Kimberly Austin. The purpose of code enforcement is to help Dalton get back and stay beautiful. We're not out here purposely just to give anybody tickets or citations, if you want to call them that, to penalize people. But we do and will be heavily enforcing the village ordinance, starting with the grass, the weeds, your garage needing painting, a debris accumulation around the property, even animal tag enforcing. Every animal, and I just want to repeat this because we're doing it pretty heavily now, all animals in Dalton, cats and dogs, must be licensed in the village. They must have a rabies tag in order for you to get your Village of Dalton dog license. Switching sides here, I also want to talk about block clubs. I've been doing block clubs for close to 7 years now, and I want to acknowledge Ms. Georgia Williams as well as Mr. Ted Norwood. They are the block club manager for the Woodlawn Avalon area, the 4445, and Ms. Williams is the treasurer for the 152nd and Grant Block Club, which recently just had their elections. So within the next month, they will be switching offices. The purpose of a block club falls right in hand with community policing. You must know your neighbors. I know some people are shy, but it really helps out. It keeps the crime down. Burglaries, it helps people keep their property beautified. If someone falls short of, let's just say, cutting grass, I've seen block clubs have beautification weekends. What that is, the block club gets together everybody's property on that block that needs assistance, whether it be putting your address on your garage or the back fence. That block club will come together and they work together and they provide those services. Now, if you are interested in forming a block club, I have my business card here. You guys can contact me. I can pass them out after the program is over. If you guys have any questions, I'll be able to take those right now. Once again, pardon my briefness. I want to keep the program rolling. Any questions? Okay, thank you.
Do we have a 911 dispatcher available? Okay, we're going to move right along. In this order, Commander Hope, Officer Garrett, and Trustee Tiffany Hinyard. In that order. Thank you.
Good afternoon. Good evening. My name is Commander Darrell Hope from the Dalton Police Department. I've been with the department for approximately 16 years. April 1st, on April Fool's Day, will be my 15th year. Thanks. And I'm here today to tell you about some of the things that we do in the police department and how we do investigation. I'm the commander over investigations. So, are we doing investigations? Okay. So first, let me just tell you about this. National Night Out is the affair that we have every first Tuesday of August. Have anybody here been to the National Night Out? We won the national award 3 out of the last 5 years. It's held every first Tuesday in August. This year it'll be August 2nd, and I want to make it a very good event. If you want to come out, let it roll so they can see some of the things that goes on. We have food, vendors, we have live entertainment, we have elected officials that come out, we have paraphernalia from National Night Out. It's a great time for everyone. Like I said, we are, for a town our size, 10,000 to 50,000 in over 33 states and 2,300 communities. We won a national award 3 out of the last 5 years. We're very proud of it, and it's a great event, and we hold it annually, and we hope this one is bigger and better. All right, I want all you to come out and join us for National Night Out 2016, August 2nd, 2016. So what we do is when you call the police and a report is generated, once it's generated and it comes up to our office, it rises to the level of felony. And so what I want to talk to you about is how we go about going through with your case to get it to a conclusion for charges, you know, and everything. So that's what I want to talk to you about, because a lot of times when you make a report, you know, you never hear anything else, you know. You see some of the same officers, you might see them in their travels going through patrol, but you don't know what's going on with your case. So when it comes up to the investigations unit, what we do, we take the case, it's assigned to an investigator, and then we follow it through. And so I want to talk to you about the type of crimes that we do investigate and everything. So soon we can get this up. Are you doing the Project Connect? Yeah. Oh, okay. Okay. So you still need people these days. Electronics is good, but you still need people. So while he's going through the slides so we can get it up, what we do is forcible felonies. And so when it comes to crimes against persons, that's like murder, aggravated battery, shootings. We do battery with great bodily harm, DUIs causing great bodily harm. So those are the things like we do for crimes against persons, robberies, and so forth. So when you talk about crimes against property, we do criminal damage, criminal trespass, we do stalking, we do arson, we do deceptive practice. We do a lot of things when it comes down to those kind of crimes. So what we do, we investigate, and we use a lot of different tools. We use grand jury subpoenas. You know, we use the help of other outside agencies such as the FBI, the Task Force, South Suburban Major Crimes. We use the county sheriff's office. So we reach out to other people that help us with the things that we need to have done that we might fall a little short of. But we have a good working relationship with all those agencies so that when we need something, when we call, we do get a response. And so when you're talking about those things, that's what we work on. But I wanted to also talk to you about when you call the police, because a lot of people have a fear of calling the police. They want something done, but they're not willing to put forth the effort because they're scared of retribution. They don't want to be seen or heard from. And so what we do is we have a way for you to call the police. So when you call 911, we like you all to give the most description you can of what you see and what the problem is. So if it's 5 or 6 people out there that don't live in your neighborhood, you never seen the car before, that's called suspicious. If it's a car that's outside running for more than 2 minutes, then that's suspicious. So when you call for a suspicious incident, you say, maybe I won't call because it's not nothing really. It is something because it's out of place. So when you call for a suspicious incident, we would like to come and then verify why the car is running, why the 5 people are out there. If they're visiting someone, fine. Maybe we need to tell them to go into that person's property and stop standing outside. You know, what you don't realize that they might be casing your house. They might be attempting to rob somebody that's coming home. So if you don't make that phone call, we don't want to be reactive, we want to be proactive. So if you call, now say they're out there and you make the call. If you don't want the police to come to your house, all you have to say is that this is what's going on, this is what I've seen, and I don't want the police to come to my house. The police will come there and still investigate the incident, and then they will talk to the people, whatever, resolve the issue, and then leave. If you want to call back to find out what the results of it is, you call back to the police department and ask. Most times you get a response about what it is. So what we want to do is we want you to be proactive about doing things before something happens, because sometimes you realize in hindsight that you saw something or you knew something and you didn't do anything about it. Sometimes it's too late to do anything about it at that time. But, you know, we want you to be comfortable with calling the police. And also, you can always say, I do not wish to leave my name. A lot of times they say, Kate, what's your name and your phone number? You don't have to get that information, but we need the information. So you don't have to just say that I wish not to leave my name and my number, okay? And so the call will still come out, the people will still come out and serve you in your community. And so like I said, you know, the police now coming up to these warm months will be in a lot of different positions, by car, by foot, by bike. So if you see one, you stop them, just talk to them for a few minutes, you know? A lot of times, people don't know what you talk to the police for. You know, you might just be saying hi, whatever. But if they know that you're friendly with them and the police is friendly with you, they like, we won't do nothing on this block because she know the police or he knows the police. And that's the deterrent. That's the deterrent. We're not just driving by for y'all to say, there go the popo. We want y'all to stop us and say, hey, how y'all doing today? You know, these people down there on the street here, you know, if you give us a little special attention. So that goes into our roll call. And then we know that while they're on their patrol, on the morning, afternoon, and evening shift, this is the block that we need to give special attention to. So that's how you use the police effectively to help you in your neighborhood without being on blast, okay? And I just want to thank y'all for giving me a chance to speak to you all, and I'll see you all on August 2nd. Oh, one more thing. We were talking about the mail, Mr. Brown was talking about it. Several residents might have been receiving this flyer and other flyers that come in there. If you're not sure about what you get in the mail, call the Attorney General's office, call the Inspector General's office, and check it out first. Just don't mail your information or call somebody and give them all your Social Security number and all the things. These are mail fraud, that's what this is. And so you get these things telling you can get Medicare, you can get this, a bracelet, the Med Alert, you know. Usually all those things are referrals from your physician. So make sure that you be mindful about when you get these things. Don't ask them before you ask somebody if it's good or not. All right? So thank you for your time. Thank you.
Good evening. I'm Officer Garrett. I just wanted to tell you a little bit about my duties. My duty as a sworn Dalton Police School Resource Officer, I'm sorry, I'm a little nervous, is to dedicate myself and to provide security and crime prevention services in the environments and the various schools we have in the village of Dalton. The kids are our future, and we want them to get to school safe and out of harm's way. I'm overseeing future doctors, lawyers, politicians, police and fire chiefs, chefs, engineers, and the list goes on. Creating a safe learning environment is a critical component of preparing children to be a successful and contributing factor to our society. Without our kids, we have no future. As a school resource officer, I am expected to be more than a law enforcement officer. I am expected to educate students about law-related topics and be a role model to each and every student that I may encounter. So those are just kind of like what I do every day on a day-to-day basis. So, did anybody have any questions? Awesome. You have Ms. Dixon? Yes.
I was wondering if perhaps you could come and do a workshop that you do with the school, you're the school liaison, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
I would probably get in touch with you, because there may be something that I would like to do.
Yes, ma'am.
Material that was given last summer. And I need a police officer to speak with our youth in regards to, you know, safety and stuff like that. And I think that you would be a really good candidate.
Okay.
So maybe I can get your information.
Okay.
Is that okay? Now, what did you say your name was?
Officer Garrett. Sandy
Officer Garrett.
Yes.
Yes, Miss Garrett. I will be giving you a call.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Officer Garrett.
Yes.
You identified yourself as a school resource officer.
Yes, sir.
Do you have access to children under 18 in the village that are not in school for whatever reason? And if not, why not?
We don't have,
Thank you. We do have a list daily that gets sent to my office about who's not in the school in the middle schools as well as the high school. So we have that. We started that now. Right. Because that's just the ones that's out here burglarizing your properties. So that we get that list and we match it up to certain things. So that is now being formulated. All right.
Well, while we're on the subject, do you have a list of the chronic unemployed also? Because, I mean, in the younger ages, like maybe 30 on down, because those two groups tend to coalesce, they tend to hang out, and they tend to plot together. So it would seem to me that if you could tie all that together, you would have a pretty good list of where the problems are coming from.
Well, we're working with the county sheriff's office, and we're identifying, and when we have the gang members, you have to have two different sessions in order to be labeled a gangbanger. That's when being in the company of gangbangers, self-admitted gangbanger, and also a suspicious incident, or you're charged with something in reference to a robbery or something like that with gang members. So we keep a list of that. We got a database for that now, and once they're in there, then we know who they are, and we can always use that as a resource to find things. All right, thank you.
How y'all doing? Good evening, residents. It's your girl, Tiffany here, Village of Dalton. Just want to throw that out there real quick. I got to share this moment with my fellow trustees, if you guys don't mind. I like to call Trustee Brown, Trustee Muhammad, Trustee Pearson up here with me. Come on up, guys. It's all about teamwork. Teamwork makes the dream work. So I get on the floor first and I go last.
Oh, I didn't come prepared for a speech. Oh, no, I won't. Good evening, everyone. This is the portion of your program for announcements. Just a quick announcement. Melanie Fitness will be celebrating 15 years in existence on April 30th. April 30th, we will have some surprise guests. I'm working on a couple of guests from the Chicago Bulls. We're going to have vendors, games for the children. And if you would please, when you leave here, I'm looking at the median age here. Let's talk to some young people when we leave here, because I can see where this would really benefit them. So talk to your nephews, your nieces, your grandchildren, sons and daughters. But for April 30th, which is the last Saturday of April, we invite all of you to come out to Melanie Fitness at 149th and Greenwood to celebrate with us. Melanie Fitness being in business for 15 years. We're going to go on tours, and you can see all the improvements that have been made at the facility. So I thank you again. Thank you. Good night.
How's everybody doing? You know, I've been in Dalton a long time, 31 years. And I hear some of the officers say that they've been around through 14 police chiefs and 15 police chiefs. Well, I've been here through a lot of police chiefs. And, you know, when I moved to Dalton, I put Dalton up against Orland Park, Tinley Park, Olympia Fields. I chose Dalton because Dalton had a family feel, and it had a great police department and a beautiful 911 dispatch center. And over the years, I saw Dalton change, and we lost a lot of what we had. I saw our businesses leave, and I saw the community going down. And election came along, and we had new trustees and new mayor come in, and the town is in much better shape than it's ever been. But I've never been as happy as I was when we hired Chief Collins. One thing about our chief, he's a no-nonsense guy, and I love that. That's my committee, and I don't have much to do because we got two chiefs, Chief Collins and Chief McCain, and they are both doing a wonderful job with the police department and the fire department. So I thank you for making my job easy. Like I said, there's very little I have to do except participate and find out what's going on. But I want to thank you, Chief, for the work you're doing. And a community meeting like this is something that's been long overdue. I tried to get this with the last chief, and we couldn't get it up off the ground. But one more announcement I'd like to make. April 23rd, we're having Clean Sweep Dalton. We had it last year. We had about 63 volunteers. Right now, I'm asking for everyone to volunteer. I'm still putting it together, but I do have a date, April 23rd, at the Village Hall at 10 o'clock. I have some commitments that if they get fulfilled, we'll probably end up with about 200 to 300 volunteers cleaning the streets. I've reached out to Pastor Bishop Davis. I've reached out to Pastor LaFleur, and they say that they could help us, and the school is going to help us, and we're just going to have an RSVP number in the next few days. We'll try to get something aired, but we'll take donations. You could donate gloves, rakes, garbage grabbers, bags, anything that you can donate. I've got a couple business associates that's already willing to donate quite a bit. But Clean Sweep Dalton, we're going to try to clean it up one more time. We're going to ask the block clubs to get involved. I'll be reaching out to Brian for the block club information so that we could contact them and that we could get everybody, homeowners, the children, everybody cleaning up. Then I'm going to come back to the chief and say, Chief, those beautiful big signs we just put up, if we could start to issue some tickets and just keep it clean. And again, Chief, thanks for doing a wonderful job.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Appreciate everyone coming out and spending some time with us. This is one great, joyous affair.
Thanks again, Chief Collins, Deputy Chief Mosby. I mean, I'm just overwhelmed with what's happened here. And I'm glad I have the opportunity to be a part of this, because what I do know that praises go up and blessings come down. And right now, those blessings are raining upon all of us. And the way I feel, ladies and gentlemen, I'm a blessed man. So I just ask God at this time, share my blessings with each and every one that's here, because that's a good thing. We can talk about all day, all night long about Dalton Finest, and I'm just glad I'm a part of it. But I like to speak on, I feel that I'm a little naked coming to a program like this without some youngsters with me. Because when we talk about youngsters, they need to be here to hear what we have to say about them. So I just say the challenge of what I do, just like we carry these phones around with us, we need to start having some youngsters on our side, mentoring them, letting them shadow us to see what it's like. I'm with the Thorn Township Lawn Care Program, and actually starting May the 2nd through October 31st, we will be cutting lawns for seniors that's 60 and over. Right now, we're doing a heavy hiring right now. You can actually go online to thorntownship.com and go to ZAP. Just hit ZAP, application pops up, just fill the application out. That application comes straight to my desk. So right now, I'm on the prowl looking for 16-year-olds and up. We actually deal with youngsters out the 205 district, from Thorn Ridge, TF North, TF South, all the schools around in this area here. So we definitely have a workforce of youngsters, young men, young women. This year look like the majority of my staff may be young ladies. So I'm asking Officer Garrett, every Saturday in the month of April, we'll be doing a training on how to actually cut lawns, use weed whackers, blowers, lawnmowers, and Skag riding machines. So we'll be doing a training every Saturday in April. So, and I'm going to have some young ladies there, and I'd like if Officer Gary can come up there and do a little career day and speak with some of these young ladies, because I don't know how to teach a young lady to be a grown woman. So we need somebody with that type of experience and that professionalism. We'd definitely like to hear you there, Officer Gary. Thank you.
I have two announcements. One, everyone knows that I'm passionate about housing, and I believe that you should keep your home here in the village of Dalton. So if you ever need help or direction when it comes to loan modification or just selling your home because you can't take it no longer, we are having a mandatory town hall meeting for all landlords. It's going to be Saturday, April 2nd at 10 a.m. at the Village of Dalton Housing Department. The address is 14122 Chicago Road. Next, June 11th, we're having a council walk. It is Saturday at 10 a.m. and it normally starts here at the Dorchester and we end at Village Hall. So I will really enjoy that everybody participate. And if you need anything, contact myself at 708-297-6859 if you just want to help with the council event. And again, let's give a round of applause for our men in blue.
So we had one question that I asked him to put on hold for me. Sir, here you go.
Hi, my name is Michael Jones. I'm a 29-year veteran of the Dalton, Dalton Youth Commissioner. My question to the police officers, I know that you guys go in and out of the schools on a regular basis. Is there any way that you could initiate possibly a internship for young men and women from maybe the middle school and the high school? Possibly come in and get initiated into the Dalton Police Department?
At one point long ago, there used to be a cadet program, and some towns have what's called Police Explorers, which is sponsored by the Boy Scouts of America. Unfortunately, it takes a bigger budget to have those type of programs, or you have to have grants, and grants these years are starting to dry up. The government isn't supplying as much money down to the municipalities as they once used to. Myself and Chief McCain had been talking about doing the Public Safety Academy, and he did advertise for it a couple months ago. Is that right, Sherry? So we're going to reinitiate that program. And basically what that program is the citizens can sign up and they can learn about fire service. They can also learn about police department. So they would do the fire side first if they choose that, and they can also participate in learning about the police department. So it's like a Citizens Fire Academy and also a Citizens Police Academy. So look out for that. That will be coming.
Now we will have Bishop Lance Davis after that.
Pastor Fleshman.
I'm sorry, forgive me, Pastor Fleshman.
No problem.
Pastor William Fleshman, and after that, Sherry Britton, and then Yancy Lashley from Job Corps. Thank you.
First of all, thank you to Pastor Reynolds, Chief Collins, Bishop Davis, just for even having me here tonight. And you know what? It's our differences. No matter what you may call your God, he may be Yahweh, he may be Allah, he may be Jehovah. You may be white, you may be black, you may be Hispanic. But it is our differences that make up our community. And in too many neighborhoods in this country, there is a compound fear that our children may be presumed to be a gang member, or our children may be presumed to be a drug dealer or a suspect in a shooting. The fear of someone in authority looking at your child and seeing only a profile and not really your baby. But the compound fear is this, because there is a driven suspicion on the other side that many homes are knowingly housing gang members, and many homes are housing drug dealers or suspects, or turning a blinded eye to the injustice of our own. Dr. King wrote, "Men often hate each other because they fear each other. They fear each other because they don't know each other. They don't know each other because they cannot communicate. They cannot communicate because they are separated." We have to bridge the separation between the police and the community. We must make every effort to rebuild and to build a trust where the police and the community are concerned. It is an expression that came from a Mansa tribe in Kenya, and that expression is simply, "We see you." But the question is this: do we see one another? Do we see the dangers that our officers may face in our neighborhoods that actually may prevent them from seeing the people that they serve? And does the fear and mistrust that the community has prevent us from seeing and engaging with the person behind the badge? Because behind the badge is still a community member. It is the responsibility of every community member to recognize the humanity of the men and women who volunteer. Even though they do receive a paycheck, they volunteer themselves to be placed in harm's way, to answer the urgent calls in the night, to be the first on the scene to respond. And it is the responsibility of every officer who takes the oath to protect and to serve, to respect the dignity of every person that officer encounters. Young, old, white, black, Hispanic, it does not matter. But we need to agree as a village, as a community, on two basic statements of truth. Number one, our officers have the right to make it home to their families every night and every day that they serve. Number two, all community members have the right to be treated with dignity and respect, because not just Black lives matter, but all lives matter. And the fact that all lives matter is the reason most officers became officers in the first place. And no one, no matter what their position, no matter what their status, if they wear a badge or if they do not, is above the law. We see you, and we will connect. There can be no notion of impunity for any individual in our society, regardless of their position. We can no longer accept more separation, less communication, more hostility to move us forward. It will only breed a place for crime to thrive in our village if we allow it to continue. We are a part of a community that is full of decent and honorable people, and we must partner with our officers, and we must say what we see. Those of us that are here already have the right mindset. So it's not so much those of you that are here,
but it's your neighbors that are not here that you must go home and connect with. It's the doorbells next to you on your left and your right and across from you that you must ring and tell them about the success of this meeting. Ultimately, there's no overnight way to make this happen, but it must happen block by block and person by person. In Dr. King's final sermon, as I close, he stated this. He says, somewhere we must come to see that human progress never rolls in on the wheels of inevitability. It comes through the tireless efforts and the persistent work of dedicated individuals who are willing to be co-workers with God and their fellow man. We must decide tonight that we are going to connect, that we're no longer going to stand to be disconnected, but we're going to do everything that we possibly can to connect with our officers, to connect with our neighbors, to connect with the government officials, and we must move this village forward. I am very excited that Chief Collins is here, and I did one thing. I didn't know what Chief Collins may have heard about me because, sometimes I can get out a little bit and, sometimes I can be misjudged, but I went and introduced myself to Chief, and we're building a relationship. I challenge you to introduce yourselves to your neighbors that you currently do not know. When we grew up, everybody knew everybody. Miss Susie knew who you was. Miss Ann knew who you was. You could borrow sugar. You could go get a cup of milk. We need to bring it back the way that it was. But in order to do that, we must connect with our officers, and we must say what we see. God bless you.
Good evening. My name is Yancy Lashley. I'm the business relations spokesperson for Desi Job Corps. I'm here today I know we've been talking about youth. It's to discuss an opportunity of a lifetime for youth aged 16 to 24. Job Corps is a federally funded program through the Department of Labor. What we do, men and women, young men and women aged 16 to 24 who elect not to take the traditional pathway of going to college, or students who elect not to finish high school. What we do, we would like to offer them My name is Yancy Lashley. I'm the business relations spokesperson for Desi Job Corps. I'm here today I know we've been talking about youth. It's to discuss an opportunity of a lifetime for youth aged 16 to 24. Job Corps is a federally funded program through the Department of Labor. What we do, men and women, young men and women aged 16 to 24 who elect not to take the traditional pathway of going to college, or students who elect not to finish high school. What we do, we would like to offer them an opportunity, not a job, but a career training program where we will provide free housing, free food, free everything. It's a free ride for them to learn a career trade. Not only are we just going to take your children or take your youth, we're going to give them a support team. We will have admissions counselors that will work with them. Now, it is one caveat. They can have a little brush with the law, but they can't not be on parole or partake in drugs because it's a federally funded program. What we will do, we'll offer them state-of-the-art trainings. We have centers in Illinois, Chicago, nationwide, that we will take the youth and pretty much show them how to do a trade. Once they get finished, we will work with them up to 1 year after they complete to find not a job, but a career. I currently work in Illinois and with the Wisconsin projects to make sure that those youth have not just a job at McDonald's, but somewhere they could be proud of and to retire and to get a retirement. At the end of the program, I have packets. I didn't bring a lot. In your communities, at your church, wherever. Any community stakeholder that we can talk to be a part of your community to give success of a lifetime for your children. If you have any questions, I will wait around. I do not have banker's hours. I will come to the church, wherever you need me to come to make a difference in the lives of the children of Dalton. Thank you for this opportunity.
Well, Sherry don't want to say nothing because we forgot to say something for Sherry. Sherry did not get recognized, and Sherry...
I got it. Tomorrow the sun may rise but because I was negligent in my duties in introducing the backbone of the fire department, it made that rise for me. So therefore, at this point in time, stand on up. This is the backbone of the fire department. She is our administrative assistant. She takes care of the guys coming and going. She takes care of the phone. She watches Chief McCain's back, and Lord knows she watches mine. Absolutely. So here, ladies and gentlemen, I present to you our administrative assistant, Miss Sherry Britton.
Well, thank you. I really wasn't prepared to say anything. I am a resident of Dalton. I have been for 17 years. I've been at the fire department for close to 3 years. Enjoy it. I love the idea of the Project Connect. So when Chief Collins needed help, I was there. Just like when anyone in Dalton needs help, I'll be there. So if you guys need anything from the fire department, just give us a call. And if we don't have the answer, we'll get it for you.
Thank you, Sherry. As Bishop Davis is making his way up here, I was working at Lincoln School today, and I ran into Mrs. Clay. Mrs. Clayton, could you raise your hand in the back there, please? You know, when I was a rookie, if I didn't know nobody, I knew Miss Clayton. So I really appreciate all the work she does. Creighton, thank you, Creighton. But she introduced this program. It's a nationwide program called SAVE, Students Against Violence Everywhere. And I thought it was a great idea to get the young people involved as leaders, making choices for the benefit of their future. So if you have any questions relating to your young people that are students, please go talk to Ms. Cray. We want them to be involved in leading other young people to a prosperous future. Again, Bishop Davis, thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. I'm going to pull up my sermon here. I would never do that to you. I want to first of all say good evening to Chief Collins and certainly to Deputy Fire Chief Don Rush and to all of the trustees of Dalton. I think you ought to give all of these great men and women a round of applause. This is absolutely awesome. I concur with the young lady back there from Riverdale that this is indeed something that we should be proud about. I wish that Channel 7 and Channel 2 and perhaps some of the stations that like to show our disunity and our disconnection and be able to show them that we as a community can come together. We do need to give God some glory because this is a wonderful, wonderful time. I'm just here to pray us away, okay? I am not here to do it. You should never, ever put two preachers back to back. That's like back to back. We're going to close in a word of prayer. Almighty, we thank you. We thank you for this occasion. And we believe that our coming together tonight is the beginning of something great for this community. You have always instructed us that where there is no vision, the people perish. And we thank you for this new hope, this new approach towards governance, this new approach towards community coming together, this new approach towards dialoguing with each other. And we pray now for Dalton. We lift this place up to you. And we pray that you allow for there to be a supernatural move from heaven that allows for all of the violence to be ceased. For if we have a vision that the violence will cease, then it will. We pray for jobs and opportunities for our young people. For why should we complain about what they do when they have nothing else to do? And so we thank you for this occasion. We thank you for bringing us together. We thank you for the wonderful leadership that Chief Collins provides for this village and certainly for the police department. We thank you for a conscientious fire department. We thank you for all of those who make up the code enforcement and everyone who was a part of making this village great. And we thank you for all of the families that are in Dalton. This is a beautiful community, Master, and we don't want to take it for granted, and we don't want to constantly complain about what's not right, for there are so many things that are right. And so now we thank you for this evening. We pray that you allow for us to get home safely. It's in your mighty and matchless name we pray. And everybody said amen. Amen. Amen.
Thank you, sir. Good night. Good night. Thank you for coming out. This is a great kickoff Together, together, together. Good night. God bless you.